Darnell Self.
And I'm Kim Melia.
And today we're going to share a little bit about our company, Legal Shield, and the opportunity it has to offer. But before we do that, we want to share a little bit about our backgrounds. You see, I was probably born and raised like most of you. My parents told me to go to school, get some good grades, get out and get a good job. And I did that. As a matter of fact, it took me about 7.5 years to get my 4-year degree. My advisor said to me, look, you got enough credits for 3 people to graduate with you. But she says, if you take a major in public relations, you actually have enough to graduate right now. And I said, you mean like today? And she said, yeah. I said, great, that'll be my degree. And so I got out and I played the resume game. Unfortunately, working at the mall all the way through college outweighed my degree from college. They were paying me about $40,000 a year to run this retail store, but my degree and all the job interviews I went on offered me about $24,000 a year. And so I couldn't afford to take a $10,000 plus pay cut just to get a job in my degree. And so I didn't. I stayed there at the mall working 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week. And in retail, the most important times are the weekends. And so I missed everything that happened in my personal life on the weekends. The birthday parties for my kids were celebrated on the weekends. Their sporting events happened on the weekends. So I figured I better do something a little different if I wanted to achieve something differently in my life. And so I started these entrepreneurial ventures, I call them. Never made any money. And so I was a little hesitant when Legal Shield came along. Not because of Legal Shield, but because of all the things I tried before. I was painting this picture with the same brush. But I read a book on wealth that encouraged me. It said the average millionaire gained that wealth after the 7th or 8th different venture. I said, man, I got about 4 more things I can try then. And so I gave Legal Shield a shot. That was at the age of 28. And by the age of 32, we actually been paid over our first $1 million with Legal Shield. So it's really been a blessing for us. And, you know, it's so funny. My mother always said, Darnell, money can't buy you happiness. But look at the smile on my face. I'm telling you, that's not the truth. But seriously, it's not the money. It's the things you can do with the money when money doesn't matter anymore. There's a different feeling when you wake up in the morning, no longer concerned about how you're going to pay your bills, but thinking about who you can bless that day because all your bills have been paid. And so Legal Shield has truly blessed my family and our lives. And I want to turn it over to Kim Melia to quickly share her story and her background.
Well, thanks, Darnell. And I graduated high school and went straight into corporate Canada, figuring that it would be great to have a job and not go to school because I really didn't know what I was going to take. And frankly, I didn't have enough money to go to college. And so I went straight into corporate Canada, and I thought it would be really neat to be carrying around my briefcase, have my business card, and sit in a cubicle. Well, obviously, I found out just a few short years later it wasn't so cool. And I really was the grumpiest 25-year-old you could have ever met. I said to my parents, there has to be another way. Please let there be another way. And so my mind was open to different opportunities. Just like a parachute, if it's open, especially if you're skydiving, it's good if it's open. My mind was open, and I thought, wouldn't it be nice to be able to work from home, get paid what I was worth, and dictate my own lifestyle? Well, thank goodness a friend showed me this business presentation just like you are hearing today for the very first time. And I got flat out excited. My first month in Legal Shield, I earned $5,500 my first month. Now, remember, I only at the bank, I made, $22,000 a year, and it hasn't been that bad since with Legal Shield, I'll tell you that. As a matter of fact, in our first 39 months in Legal Shield, earned over just $1 million in commissions. So now you can see why Darnell and I are so excited about Legal Shield, not just for ourselves, but for you, your future, and your family.
Absolutely, and I'll be back here shortly just to share a little bit about our opportunity. But I believe the backbone of Legal Shield are the services that we provide. And so Kim's gonna lead off with a little bit more about our services.